Can we flip something like this?
Potentially, yeah.
What do you reckon it could even go for though? So if we went for 250, you could make like 20-30 grand profit.
That's a pure guess of mine.
In this video, I'm going to see if I can find a flip deal, go and view the property, speak to the agents, and use the deal analyzer to work out how much money you can make and put an offer in if it's actually worth it. So let's get started. Now to find the property, I'm going to use Rightmove. I've only got one criteria, which is I want to find a property where I can add a lot of value. Ideally, I want to find something which needs a lot of work done, and maybe if I can add another bedroom. What I've done a lot in London is I bought 1-bedroom flats, which I've then turned into 2-bedroom flats. So I want to see if I can find something similar to flip. I live in Stevenage. I'm just going to put in a Stevenage postcode. Where there's nothing in that, I'll go 1 mile. Sort by the lowest price, go to the filters. First one here, it was reduced a month ago as well. It was on for 130, now it's gone down to 120,000 pounds. Not the best conditions, that's pretty good. We can definitely add a lot of value. Wow, okay. Yeah, that probably needs a lot. There's no floor plan, which is a bit annoying. It's hard to see if I can actually turn this into a 2-bed. Let's scrap this one here. This is a high-rise building. I typically don't like high-rise building. Hitchin Road. This one looks pretty good. Looks like an old Victorian type of building. You got a nice high ceiling. Kitchen, not too bad. It definitely needs work done. You can see these plugs are those old ones. Maybe put some spotlights in and those sort of things. It's got a loft. That's pretty good. I think that could work. I'd be looking to somehow make this kitchen into the bedroom, move the kitchen along here, and turn the property into a 2-bedroom property. I'm gonna book in a viewing for this and go and see this property and see what we think. Okay, so it's that one up there. The kitchen would fit here. That would become maybe like an open plan living room. If this was cordoned off, that would essentially become the 2nd bedroom. The bathroom is actually not too bad, but yeah, I guess you could modernize it. Down here, you have the bedroom, which probably needs, I guess, a bit of everything. It probably needs new doors, carpet, spotlights. Maybe you can do something with the loft. Needs new radiators as well. Bedroom. What do you think? Values.
I'm not too sure. I've never done valuing in my life, unfortunately.
Really? Are you lettings or
Sales?
don't do valuation?
Not on the valuation side.
In terms of the refurb, I don't think it's actually gonna cost that much. It needs flooring throughout, spotlights for the entire thing. The paint actually wasn't in that bad of a condition. You need a new kitchen. Now, if you use the LMPG 73% discount on Magnet Kitchens, you can get a kitchen with all the appliances for about £2,000. Get a brand new bathroom suite from Wolseley or any of those companies for maybe £1,300. This might be slightly ambitious, but I think you can probably do the refurb for maybe around £10,000. Now, what we need to work out is if this property was in brand new condition and it was turned into a 2-bedroom property, how much would that be worth if I was to then sell it and flip it on the market? If I go back to Rightmove and click house prices and sold prices, now the postcode was SG13BS for this property. Click search. Let's start from half a mile. The property type is a flat and it is a leasehold. We have one here which was sold early this year for £210,000. Let's check this one out. But this is a big block. It's also not necessarily in the best condition. This one's pretty good. 300,000 for a 2-bed. Not bad. Probably significantly bigger. But at the same time, this was sold for £300,000. Around the £250,000 seems somewhat fair as a value for this being a 2-bedroom property. Let's just look at this one last one here. This was sold for £250,000. Let's look at the floor plan. It's actually not that much bigger. The one we're looking at here, if you actually count up all the rooms, it comes to about 50 square meters, I think. This is 10 square meters bigger, and it was sold for £250,000. Let's look at the condition. Yeah, not bad condition actually, fairly modern. And it's a new build block with a lot more flats. I would say this is slightly more desirable because this actually only has 3 flats in the building, which is a bit quieter than having a huge block. £250,000 doesn't seem that bad, to be honest. Let's work out at £250,000 if it actually makes any money. The tool I'm going to use to work out if this deal makes money or not is called Landlord. Landlord is also the sponsor of this video. You can sign up to them using the link below. Their core plan is completely free. What you want to do is click invest, and under deal analyzer you want to click flip. Put in the address, number 2 Purcell Court, and it pops up all the property details. So all the information, so it's a top floor flat. The EPC is a D, it's 46 square meters, yield, and 5-year growth in that particular area. The purchase price is £190,000. It's worked out as stamp duty automatically. We think probably around £10,000 for the refurb. You can do an advanced version which breaks it down even further, but we'll leave that for the time being. The closing cost, this is your agency, legal, those sort of things. We'll put that as about £3,000. In terms of the cash investment, generally with these projects, I typically get bridging finance, which just means imagine a mortgage but for 12 months rather than for 25 years. It's just a short-term mortgage. It's the finance which allows you to buy the property, do it up, and then you can either sell it or you can refinance and hold it. Typically, you need a 25% deposit. Now, to get the bridging finance, the landlord actually provides bridging finance. So if you just click finance this deal, all the numbers are already plugged in. It gives you like a rough rate and click proceed. You can fill the form in, give them a few more details. In 3 minutes, they'll give you all the terms of the bridge finance, which is pretty good because you can see how much money you can borrow for this particular project. So let's continue with this. Sale details. We think it should be worth about £250,000. We can be a bit more conservative with this. I guess we can put it down to £240,000. The agent commission, for example, if you have an agent who's selling this property, let's say they charge 1%, that's £2,400. Actually, this should be slightly less because this is just your legal fees, not your agent's cost as well. That's £1,500. Your cash investment, we said you need a 25% deposit. Let's put this down here to 25%, which is £51,800. And then you can go to further detail and put in your loan details and your monthly holding costs, but I'm just going to keep it simple for the time being and just play with the main numbers. Based on that, we can see that the gross profit from this deal is £24,719. The net profit is £22,000, which is basically your gross profit minus any sales costs. Your cash investment on this was £51,800. Your loan, this is your financing cost. If you were to, for example, use bridging finance, it's £8,000. Your return on investment comes to 43%. That's actually a pretty good profit margin for something which is fairly simple and where all you're doing is modernizing a flat and basically moving a kitchen around. But if you didn't want to sell it, you could also use a rental analyzer. Plug in all the numbers in, that will tell you from a rental point of view, if you were to hold this property for 15 years, how much money you will make every single year, what your returns are going to be, and it will give you all those details. Like I said, Landlord is the sponsor for this video. You can sign up to this for completely free. You can click the link in the description below and get started. So I think from a flip point of view, this definitely has a lot of potential. I think at this stage, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my builder to go around, have a look, get a better estimate when it comes to the costings, and put an offer in if it still makes sense.